بهذا المحور معنا السيدة بيلا كوفيتش ماتياس، وهي أجنبية مقيمة بلبنان تأثرت بانفجار بيروت. رح تخبرنا عن خبرتها ونشوف كيف هي متعاطفة مع الشعب ببيروت وعم بتساعد بإيديها الناس المتضررة. Welcome Mrs. Bella Kovic to our studio.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, you are a foreigner resident living in Lebanon since June 2019, along with your husband, who's working here in Beirut. And you were affected by the explosion of August 4th. First, tell me shortly, how was this terrible experience?
Honestly, it feels like we are reliving it every day still. It was very traumatizing. Both of us, we were at home at the time. I was preparing a dinner in the kitchen and my husband was sitting in the living room. Entire building shook. We felt like it was like an earthquake or something, and me being scared of gas usage in Lebanon, you know, I thought maybe that was related to it. We ran immediately to the hallway and suddenly we heard the bomb, and second later the blast came and entire living room and dining room were completely damaged, exactly where my husband was seated just seconds before. So
thank God he left his seat on the sofa. We can see the photos of the sofa where the glass
yes.
عم بتقول بيلا انه هن كانت هي بالبيت بالابارتمنت تبعهم، وكنت هي عم بتحضر العشاء وجوزها كان قاعد على السوفا. محل ما رح نشوف هلا الصور كان له ثواني يعني قام وصار هيدا المشهد. بيلا, after this terrible experience, how you are still managing to say I really want to stay in Beirut?
You know, a lot of people question that. Of course, a lot of people are leaving, foreigners as expats. We love this country. We really love the people here, and we really want to help as well, you know.
Yes.
Me being, I have a background where I once, long ago, also left my country and lost everything, and I know how people, what people are going through, you know. I could definitely relate to that. And
in Croatia?
Exactly, in ex-Yugoslavia we had a war, and we literally lost everything as well.
Yes.
So for us to leave now, there was never even a question, you know. Like the first thing when you don't know what is happening around you, at that moment we were maybe thinking it was bombing or something like that. Then the first thing is shelter or just leave. Later on, when we found out that what actually occurred, we decided to stay. And of course, now we are in a search for a new home because our home is not livable any longer. It's going to take 6 to 8 months to fix the damages in our apartment. So that alone has been, of course, a little bit of a challenge, but thank God we are safe and we will manage, of course.
بيلا عم بتقول انه هي عاشت هيدي الخبرة الحرب بكرواتيا، من هيك هي حست انه لا ما فيهم. يعني كثير ناس سالون انه ليه ما بتفلوا، فهن فكرت انه لا ما فيها تفل، وحست انه لازم هي تكون هون موجودة وتساعد. بيلا, instead of being self-centered and seek help for yourself and to manage your own things, you're helping people. You are really, you did a great initiative, personal initiative, and collecting really help from everyone. And
Yes.
what really touched me is the message you wrote on your Facebook page to the Beirutis, telling the world that while they are suntanning here, people are really homeless and all this stuff, and this empathy that moved into compassion. How do you describe it?
That message that you relate to really came from bottom of my heart, because I feel that people in other places cannot relate to the situation that Beirutis are going through.
Yes.
And that was my cry for help, because the resources we have here are of course limited now.
Yes.
And that was my way to really explain, while people are moving on with their lives, while their children are safe, while they are preparing their favorite meals, they are hungry people here without shelter, without proper clothing, without anything at all. So I believe this also gives me strength to move on with my fears, with my trauma, seeing that we can actually be there for people in much larger need than me and my husband currently are.
Yeah.
So I think that's a process for me as well to move on, but also knowing when I needed that help 25 years ago, how small things were really, really so helpful, and how we still remember that. So this is my way of simply trying to help and give back.
انطلاقا من خبرتها بيلا من 25 سنة واللي هي كانت عايزة يمكن أبسط الأشياء، اليوم بتعرف قيمة كل إنسان اللي عنا القصص كتير ناقصة، بتعرف إنه قد إيه في ناس عايزة يمكن أكل، يمكن شرب، يمكن مسكن، أي شيء، يمكن تياب. هي بتعرف قيمة هيدي الخسارة لأنه هي عاشت فيها، وبتقول إنه هيدي التروما اللي هي عاشت فيها، هيدي الطريقة إنه هي تساعد غيرها وتطلع تنقل نظرها لغيرها، هيدا الموضوع كتير ساعدها. Here we are seeing pictures from the days you were helping on the floor with people.
Yes.
The feeling, how does it feel really when you help people? How much it's really self...
You know, it's some of the days you feel that you are strong enough, and some of the days you want to sit and cry with them as well. But you have to realize that they are in much larger pain than yourself, and then you focus and simply make it easier for them. Sometimes they just need to talk to you. Sometimes they need aid. You know, it depends which family you are with at the time, and the most important is just listen, I think, just to be there and recognize what their immediate needs are, you know. So yeah, it's very rewarding, I would say, and at the same time you go home and you have to process that day, everything you have been through and seen, and so it's of course traumatizing still, and it will, I believe, stay with us for a very long time, for all of us that have been experienced this explosion and blast.
So عم تقول بلا انه اكيد صعب كتير هيدي الخبره، واكيد هيدي التروما رح تبقى معهم لوقت كتير طويل، وفي ناس اوقات بكون المساعده انه هي مجرد انه تسمع لهم وتبكي معهم، اوقات يعني هي experience فعلا كتير صعبه. Bella, how you see people from outside, they are really having empathy with the Lebanese people nowadays? You can really move the picture to them?
There are certain communities that I really feel are engaged. Maybe the communities that have been through something traumatizing, had been through a war or similar things. Other maybe cannot really relate to the situation, and so it's been challenging for me to really work on the funds and make sure to reach out to people that have never been in a situation like this and have been very safe in their entire lives.
Yeah.
So I am in contact with an organization in Sweden that are collecting a lot of funds, and these are communities that are either from Turkey or from Syria or from Lebanon or from different countries that have experienced hardships, you know, and they really can hear us and they really are helping. Yes, there are other people helping as well, you know, and I cannot say that people cannot relate to the situation, but it's very, very hard to explain it, I believe, and that's why I sent this message on my network the other day, just to explain what we are going through and people here versus how their lives
Life.
look like.
يس عم بتقول بلا انه كتير صعب انه في ناس يعني عايشين بامان كل حياتهم، صعب كتير يتخيلوا هذا الوضع اللي نحن عايشين فيه. يمكن اكثر الناس يلي بالمحيط يلي هن متضررين بيقدروا يحسوا معنا اوقات اكثر، وذكرت هي بعض الجنسيات. Bella, let's talk about the beautiful part you spent in
Yes.
Lebanon.
Yes.
Really, because I love when I see foreigners enjoying Lebanon.
Yes.
I see this. I love this part. So tell me about your previous experience in Lebanon, and
Yeah.
tell me.
Yes, as I mentioned before, we love Lebanon.
We can see some pictures. Yeah.
And you know, a lot of my friends before coming to Lebanon maybe felt a fear, didn't know so much about the country, and this is of course our way to show all the beauty from Lebanon. You know, all the hikes that we are doing, all the beautiful beaches, all the unique wineries to visit, mountains where you can go skiing. We have. I mean, we live in an amazing, beautiful country that offers so much diversity, and more people should have visited before, and hopefully in the future more people will come. So we have, honestly, me and my husband, great memories here, great moments, and wonderful times in Lebanon and Beirut.
عم تقول بلا انه هي قضوا اوقات كتير حلوين بلبنان بين الثلج والجبال والواينريز وكل هالاماكن الحلوه وعلى البحر، وبتشجع كتير ناس لحتى يزوروا لبنان ويعيشوا هيدي الخبره اللي هن عاشوها هون. Really, what's charming in Lebanon?
I would say, firstly, it's a diversity of everything, you know, different religion, different people. Food is amazing. It's an extremely charming country, you know, and the weather is amazing, which makes the life here very much, we are very active, we are very much outdoor, so I would always highly recommend it to people.
Bella, well, okay, I love this photo.
Oh, yes.
So this is made by you?
Yes, everything is completely made by me. This was during the Corona time when we were in the lockdown, and of course the restaurants were closed down completely. So I decided to make a few Lebanese dishes, and indeed we were very satisfied with the results.
Beautiful.
And I made them again a few times. It takes long time, of course, but it's so worth it.
بيلا عملت هيدا الأكل اللبناني بالكوارنتاين، هي كانت عم تهتم وحبت كتير الكويزين عنا يعني you've been in Lebanon really shortly.
Yes.
It's only since June 2019, and really you've been in Lebanon to places maybe Lebanese have not been. Some of the Lebanese who travel abroad every year for vacation, they don't really visit
we hear that,
villages here. While seeing the airport overwhelmed with people that are really want to leave the country, and you as a foreigner, you insist on staying here. And tell me what message you can send to the Lebanese people and to the foreigners.
I think that we have to send a message of hope. You know, yes, we've been through the most traumatizing time of our lives, and of course there is a lot of worry in the air, a lot of rumors, and people are scared, but we have to believe in a brighter future.
Yes.
And I believe the young people have to stay and get engaged and help and rebuild the city that they love and cherish. And we know that Beirut has been through rough times and has been rebuilt from the ashes before, so it is a possibility. So I would say for people that are leaving, we do understand it's very tough time. At the same time, I think everyone should pray and hope for the better times and better future for everyone here, and healing that comes hopefully quick.
بيلا يعني بتقول انه هي بتفهم الناس اللي بس بنفس الوقت برأيها انه الشباب لازم يبقوا هون ويعمروا بيروت عن جديد ويكون عندهم امل. ما قلنا الا نصلي ويكون عندنا امل بهيدي المرحله. Bella, I cannot thank you enough for all the effort you've been doing and all the empathy you're showing to the Lebanese people. Really, it means a lot to see people like this.
Thank you for having me, and indeed our heart is here now, and we simply feel for the people here and for the tragedy that we've been through, all of us, and we are all humans and should be there for each other, and these are really crucial times for us to be there for one another.
Exactly. So I just wish you all the blessings.
Thank you.
May you stay blessed, and for all the beautiful things you're doing to help people. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
ويلكم. مشاهدينا، كانت معنا بيلا، ومثل ما قلنا هي من الأشخاص الأجانب يلي هلأ حاليا عايشين بلبنان من سنة، وأخذت مبادرة فردية وعم بتساعد كتير ناس بأي شيء، وعم بتجيب مساعدات من الخارج عبر طلب المساعدات من أصدقائهم وعيالهم بالخارج. Thank you so much بيلا.
Thank you so much.
مشاهدينا، وصلنا لختام حلقتنا لليوم. بنشوفكم بكرة. باي باي.